there are, you're talking about distributed storage Yu-kai. You're talking about Arweave, Arweave, how different people will say that. And then you're talking about IPFS. These two things have fundamentally different economic models for the preservation of the data on the storage medium, the distributed storage medium over time. Arweave has a more foundation-like perpetual foundation model. IPFS has a marketplace for storage that they use to back that with Filecoin. So they're both very interesting, and I think it's super interesting that you chose how you chose. And the reason I mention that is because I want to go back to this concept of what keeps a memory alive over time. Unlike Facebook, right? Used Facebook as an example. Maybe they go out of business in some amount of time. Maybe they don't care anymore and they just delete everything. Who knows what's going to happen to those lovely little pictures we've all posted over the last decade or so. So, what is it? How is it that if I make a memory, which I love the fact that it is truly unique and can be made non-fungible, how is it that if I put my memory attached to a MetaBlox, I know that's going to be there for generations to come? Could you explain that a little more?
Yeah, so that goes into the fundamental of decentralization. So most things in the past, before it's just on your private computer, right? So if your computer breaks, you move to a new one and you can't find your old one. Your hard drive breaks, whatever, it's gone. And then there's the thing about, it's stored in the cloud. And when people think it's stored in the cloud, it seems to be secure there forever. But when it's on the cloud, it kind of just means it's stored on a much bigger company servers, like Google or whatnot. And so, like Jun said, that's a single fail point. If one day they decide to shut down, and this happened to Viddler. I had a lot of video on Viddler where they decide to switch business models. They move from B2C to B2B, and they just send an email, say, hey, all your B2C videos will be removed. You have a month to download them. I missed that email. So literally I had tons of hard work disappear. It's just gone. And like Jun said, sometimes your grandkids don't want to constantly pay for grandpa's, Google Photos for the rest of their lives, right? And their terms of service have the right. They're just going to remove those photos. So when it's with one company, it's, that there's a single fail point. It's not permanent. Now, the nice thing about decentralization is that it's distributed through a network of computers and servers. And so as long as the network is alive, if computers fail, that's okay. Even if a lot of the network's falling apart, but some computers still retain it, it's still there. And so then it's the mechanics. And I think Arweave has a really interesting mechanic where it is, in a sense, gamified. So what they do with their network is every interval, they randomly pick a file that's supposed to be on the network, and they check how many computers have that file. And if you do have it, you get a reward. So you are just incentivized, your computer is incentivized to have all these things that are supposed to be stored on the blockchain as a decentralized storage unit. So I think that's something where it doesn't matter if all these companies, the tech companies, fail. That type of permanence and interoperability is useful. And that also means, this is why, like, going back to more gaming or whatnot, if I own, because NFT has a bad reputation in the gaming space. What people say is, why would a game turn what's already abundant, which is digital assets, into something scarce? But in fact, these digital assets in the game are already scarce, right? You have to reach level 10. You have to reach 1,000 hours before you can get this. The difference is now when you get it's on the blockchain, which means that when the company shuts down, you can take these achievements, these they're in your wallet. You can take them anywhere. And possibly, if another company shows up and says, hey, we create a new game world where all your past NFTs, they can come in your play, suddenly they're alive again. So you truly own the assets that you have, digital assets, and these assets, and including your memories, are stored in the blockchain, theoretically forever.
Okay, awesome. Thank you.